Man, that was an ugly loss for the San Francisco 49ers, falling to the Texans in that fashion to move to 5-3. A little bit embarrassing. I'm sure most 49er fans feel that way, especially how poorly the Texans have been playing this season. And for everything to come together the way it did, where it felt like the 49ers were asleep the whole first half, I'm sure it's just a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth to see that the San Francisco 49ers lost this way. I mean, they started to pick it up a little bit right before halftime and right out of half, but I mean, the injuries continued to pile up. I mean, D. Winters being out, Jordan Elliott being out, you lose Sam Okiwanu, he gets carted off the field. I mean, this defense might not have bodies here pretty soon to even be able to do next man up. It's just crazy. The amount of injuries that are being sustained to this team is, I don't even know if you can blame it on bad luck. Like, what is it? Like, we're talking witchcraft at this point. We're talking some wild voodoo magic that is on the San Francisco 49ers. One of the wildest graphics was pulled up during the broadcast, and I'll share it with you if you didn't see it. Under the Kyle Shanahan era, there have been 2,036 games missed from players due to injury since 2017. It's the most in the NFL under the Kyle Shanahan era. It was one of the most unbelievable graphics I have ever seen. And it just, we're going to have more. We're going to keep adding to that list. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see from Kyle Shanahan to determine the severity of D. Winters, Jordan Elliott, Sam Okiwanu. But I mean, a thin defensive group that was thin heading into the season, that was with Nick Bosa, that was with Fred Warner, just keeps getting thinner. And it puts, I think, the 49ers in a very particular situation of, I think, how do they respond at the trade deadline? I mean, does a trade, one or two trades, make a big difference on the defense? I don't know. But it's going to be really fascinating to see how the 49ers respond to this. Do they make moves? Do they stand pat at the deadline? I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but the 49ers now 5-3, just did not play well. George Kittle had one of the best plays probably of the day with that one-handed catch in between bracketed coverage. Mac Jones put it on an absolute line right to him. It was really nice. It was a good throw, good catch. You had the other one where Jawan Jennings had a huge miss deep down the field, but then was able to come back, get a contested catch. Then you got a touchdown to Jake Tonges on National Tight End Day, and then you got the 2-point conversion to Demarcus Robinson. So it felt like there was some life. It felt like, okay, they're back in this. It's a one-score game. The 49ers have a shot, and the defense couldn't do anything. The defense couldn't hold. The defense couldn't get pressure on C.J. Stroud. And, it's just tough, man. It's really tough, all things considered, because the 49ers currently, as it stands right now, do not have a true pass rusher. With Bryce Huff down and Nick Bosa down and Sam Okiwanu down, the 49ers don't have a pass rusher on the edge. I think the best you have right now is Travis Gibson. And that's, and that's no disrespect to Travis. I want to say that. I think Travis has actually been a nice surprise, all things considered. But again, it's like you can't rely on Mykel Williams, your number 11th overall pick, because he's not a pass rusher. That's just not what he is. So you can't expect that out of him. Can he provide penetration up the middle, over the guards? Yeah, he can, but you need edge speed to make sure that can be utilized. Because if there's no edge speed, and there's no natural pocket being created and collapsed. CJ Stroud could just get around, bounce around, move around. So yeah, it's tough, man. Offensive line also struggled today. Colton McKivitz did not look good. It was one of the worst games I've seen from Colton in a while. Obviously, Will Anderson will do that to you. He was a top draft pick for a reason. But still, felt like Mac Jones didn't have a bunch of time. Felt like there was just no running lanes. I mean, a lot of 3-and-outs, no rhythm. And by the time things started to pick up, it was a little too late. It was too late in the process. And because the 49ers defense couldn't stop the Texans, the offensive production really didn't matter all that much because you have to stop them from scoring. And you have to tip your cap to D'Amico Ryans and the Texans for putting together a game plan that just absolutely dominated the time of possession. They went into that game saying, we're not going to put the ball into the 49ers' hands. We're going to play keep away. They worked their run game, short intermediate passes, and they just milked clock and just really, really stripped the San Francisco 49ers from a lot of opportunity. And so when you go 3-and-out on top of that, that's a tough one. So, I think, it is a tough loss for the San Francisco 49ers. But, I mean, you're going up against a Texans team that was down Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, and you had rookies going off, Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins. I mean, they're no slouches. I liked both of those guys quite a bit coming out of the draft, both Iowa State boys. But brutal, just a brutal game that just felt like the 49ers never woke up for. I mean, there was a moment where it was like, okay, they're in it, but that was around halftime. And again, if you're not getting stops on defense, then it is going to be quite the challenge to be able to try to come back in that game. So, yeah, bad game for the 49ers. And what's going to be there, again, what I'm thinking is more of like the long term is, are the 49ers still going to be buyers? Are they going to be trying to add? I mean, I think I'm ready for Brock Purdy to return. I don't know if all fans feel that way, but I'm ready for Brock to return. I'm ready for Ricky Pearsall to return. I'm ready for Brandon Ayuk to return and start to get a better idea of what this offense looks like. But it seems pretty clear that they're going to struggle with this offensive line. So it's going to be fascinating to see how the 49ers respond to this via being buyers, sellers, or just standing pat at the trade deadline. It's almost starting to feel like they're just going to potentially hang out and just kind of wait and see, and they're not going to pull any kind of crazy trade unless some crazy trade falls into their lap at a good value. I'm starting to feel like they're just going to hang out and just kind of watch and see what happens. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. What do you think about this game? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.